guys, this is Brad from X30, and I do have my lovely friend Alex here, and she's going to tell us about her deck that she took to Nationals this year, kind of what happened, what she played, and how she enjoyed herself.
Alright, so I took Lulu Bulu, and it was a fun deck to play. So I'm going to go over the Pokemon first. So I have from Mantis, and I did play 4 of those. And Lurantis, and the reason I picked this one is because of Sunny Day, and it does give you 20 extra damage for each one that you have on your bench. So I did run with 3 of those. And then I did put 2 of the GXs in here, just pretty much for its GX attack. This attack does 50 damage times the amount of grass energy attached to the Pokemon. And then there's the lovely Bulu, one I always attack with for whatever I need against any deck. It did great, and then doing that GX attack let me heal the damage on the card that this was. So there's 3 of those. And I did run a Shaman, just, you know, get those extra cards in the hand at the beginning of the game, but that was about it. And I ran 2 Tapu Lele's, and those were pretty much just for the Wonder Tag, which allows me to go and pull a supporter card out of my deck. So real quick, I'll go through the items that I chose, which I have 4 Ultra Balls, really great for pulling out the Bulus if I couldn't get them from the get-go, and just 1 Revitalizer, which allowed me to put some Pokemon. If I had to use Sycamore, I could get that Pokemon back into my deck. And 4 Max Elixirs. Some games I did really well and I was able to hit all of them. Other games I did terribly and failed every one of them. Obviously, the VS Seeker allows me to go back and get a supporter card out. And Rescue Scratcher, I pretty much used late game. I wasn't searching for it at the beginning. Just so I could get the Sunny Day Lurantis back out was my main focus in there. And then we had the Field Blower, which allows me to discard the tool cards or stadium cards that really helped against Decidueye. Getting rid of the forest plants.
Forest of giant plants.
Forest of giant plants, and getting rid of those choice bands. And then the tool cards that I chose were Fighting Fury Belt. I thought this was a lot better than the choice band because it does give me that 40 extra damage, which really got me up to, nobody could really one-hit me. I always had 10 damage left, and then adding that extra 10 damage for my attacks plus my Sunny Day Lurantis gave me 1 hit on Decidueyes. And then the other tool card I used was a Floatstone, which I really used on my Lurantises, so that way if I did end up starting with them, then I was able to pull them back down and attach a Sunny Day Lurantis to the Formantis, so that way I could get that extra damage. So I did Olympia, I just did 1 of them, and that was so that way if I got stuck with a card up in my active, I was able to pull it back off of my bench, or pull it back out of active and put it back on the bench, and it did heal 30 damage, which helped a lot. Hex Maniac, I honestly didn't really use it, but that's why there's only 1 in there. And I did play 2 Lysanders. This helped a lot in like a mirror match because I was able to pull out the Lurantises that had a lower HP. And everyone plays 4 ends. You just have to.
That's my opinion. I only play 3. I play 4 Sycamore and 3 Ed. They're reversible.
So I normally don't play Sycamore. I'd rather play End because I don't like throwing my resources away. But I did learn with this deck that sometimes you have to, and that's why we pulled out the Revitalizer or the Rescue Stretcher, so that way we could get those other cards back out. So I did end up really liking the Professor Sycamore in this deck, but I won't play 4 of them.
Personal choice.
Professor Kukui, He was really great at the beginning of the game, but then also in late game, if I didn't have as many Lurantis Sunny Days out, I was able to throw an extra 20 damage on there. So that he really did help in the end of the game, as well as in the beginning. Pokemon Fan Club, I was amazed how many times I used this. This card allowed me to pull anything out that I needed. So late game, early game, middle of the game, there was a couple times that I got just stuck and I couldn't do anything. I pulled a Lele, was able to get the Pokemon Fan Club, and then I pulled out my Bulus, and then I dominated the game. So it really helped a lot. Pokemon Center Lady I did use a couple times. Pretty much just if I ran out of supporters to use is when I used it, because I always had the backup Bulus. I pretty much stayed with a full bench. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did ride 9 energy, and I really tried, because they're shiny, that I wanted to get additional ones that looked a little bit different. So this one was really cool that I wanted to point out.
And so how'd you do at Nats? What were your games like? What did you face at Nats?
So I scrubbed out relatively early. I only played 4 rounds, but this was my first big tournament. I did a lot better in the side events.
Right, making it up there like your first time. Like, how was it? Obviously, there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people. I have gone before to watch, but never played. So this was the first time actually playing. It was very interesting watching everyone get to their seats and where they were supposed to be, and actually waiting for time to be called.
That's obviously one of the big things. And then obviously, like, you have, like, how were your matches? Like, what did you play against, end up playing against there?
So, because this was internationals, I was like, oh crap, well I'm not going to play any international people. I did end up playing a guy from the Netherlands, and he was playing with French cards. It happened to be a deck that James is running, so the SB Trash, and I knew what all the cards were luckily, so I didn't have to call for a judge to help me out with those. But it was really fun playing him, because he was like Wonder Tag. Instead of saying Wonder Tag, he said what the name of the card was in French for the Tapu Lele. So it was really funny hearing him say those.
Well, that's really interesting. That's a great experience. That's really great to hear. And so then, what other matches did you play? So obviously you played SB Trash. Did you play like Volcanion? Did you play any?
Oh, my first match was Volcanion, and he wiped the field with me. It was really bad.
It's like it does have problems with Volcanion. It is
yeah.
kind of weak.
And his tech was with Incineroar. So
he played the Incineroar over the Turtonator.
He did. So it was interesting. So I wasn't really prepared for that one. But with that being my first game out of the whole thing, it was still early morning.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just way too early to be thinking, right?
Oh yeah. But I did really well against, like I said, Decidueye. I was able to one-hit him as long as I had my board set up. And I actually played the Decidueye in the side event and made it up to the final cut. But I lost to Greninja Break, which is just the death of me in general.
Well, that's interesting, because you have a really good matchup against...
I never liked Greninja Break. When James played it in previous sets, then I never could beat it then, and I couldn't beat it this time either.
Well, hopefully next time we'll have you back next year, and hopefully you will do a lot better at Nats.
Hopefully.
Because it'll be your second one, so you go to a lot more events.
True, I can't wait for the new pre-release for the new set.
Me either. Which, by the way, guys, that will be on next Saturday, and we will be filming, and we will be there. So come look for us Saturday if you are near Dayton, Ohio. We'll be there. And thank you all for watching, and may your life be as max rarity as my deck.